Welcome to this week's research overview, and it's on powers of 10. What is powers of 10? This is a really important concept of thinking about magnitude, thinking about things that are super large, of great distance, and things that are very, very small. And so this powers of 10 starts around 5th grade is where usually the standard is, but when you start multiplying by tens, that starts in 3rd grade. And this goes all the way through scientific notation in high school. So what is powers of 10? So we're trying to think of magnitude of 10 times the size. And so one important idea is thinking about like the number line. If we have a unit of 1 and something's 10 times larger, and that's 10 times larger than that, and 10 times larger than that across the room, 10 times, maybe going a block, 10 blocks. So we're trying to think in magnitudes of great size, and then also a tenth of one, a hundredth, a thousandth, it just gets smaller and smaller and smaller. So that's thinking about powers of 10. So when we're thinking of multiplying by tens, so if we have a number like 5 and we multiply it by 10, 50 times 100, 500, and so on, a lot of times we're thinking about we're just adding zeros. So that's one misconception that we don't want to have, so don't be using that. A lot of times we'll also say we're shifting the decimal place to the right and to the left when we're multiplying and dividing by tens. It's okay to think that way, but even better, think about it as increasing and decreasing by a place value. So that's when you hit, so if I had 5 times 10 to the third, so we're thinking 5, and then we're increasing by a place value, 50, increased by a place value, 500, increasing it that third time to another place value, where that 5 is now at the 5,000. So then, if you do the opposite, so you have 5 times 10 to the negative 3, so that is times 1/10 times 1/10 times 1/10. So you have the 5, and it shifts to 5 tenths, 5 hundredths, 5 thousandths. So again, thinking about it as increasing and decreasing by a place value, instead of just shifting the decimal point or adding zeros. Try to get rid of that completely. So thinking about number lines, that's one thing. And then also, like, we have a place value chart here where we have above, we have going to the left, we're multiplying by tens. Going this direction, we are dividing by tens. And so that's a really good idea of thinking about that magnitude of powers of 10. And then it's really like, let's do some examples. So if we're thinking about the circumference of the Earth, what is the distance? So it's easier to talk about it as 4 times 10 to the 4th kilometers. Instead, increasing the place value of 4 to that 4,000 kilometers. Or what is the distance from the Earth to the Moon? So 3.7 times 10 to the 5th. And then if we want to create that number, then we can take that 3.7 to 37 all the way and keep doing that until we have 37,000 kilometers. And we can also do the opposite. If you want to think about a flea is very tiny. It's about 1 millimeter, which is also 10 to the negative 4th meters. And then if you looked at an atom, how small is an atom? An atom is about 3.7 times 10 to the negative 11th. So it's about 370 billionths of a meter. So very, very tiny. So again, powers of 10 help us a lot of times with science, and we're things that are very large, very small. We want to use powers of 10. And we also can start using these when we're dealing with decimals, when we're multiplying, dividing decimals. Check out our Try This episode, and you can get more information there. So if you like this, hit the like button, share this with others, and if you have any feedback or comments, put those below.